Understanding economic performance is crucial for any nation. It helps nations grow and develop by providing a clear picture of their economic health. By measuring economic performance, we can see how well a country is doing in terms of growth, stability, and prosperity. This information is useful for policymakers, businesses, and citizens alike, as it influences their decisions and strategies. Economic performance measurement guides decision-making at multiple levels, from national policies to individual investments. Policymakers use it to create effective policies that can stimulate growth, reduce unemployment, and control inflation. Businesses rely on it to make informed investment decisions, plan for the future, and manage risks. Citizens benefit from understanding the economic health of their country, as it affects their personal finances and quality of life. It also helps in comparing economies across the globe, providing insights into which countries are thriving and which are struggling. We can see which countries are growing and which are not, helping to identify global economic trends and opportunities. This comparison is essential for global trade and cooperation, as it fosters better understanding and collaboration between nations. In short, measuring economic performance is vital for a well-functioning economy. It provides insights and guides actions, ensuring that resources are allocated efficiently and effectively. Without it, managing an economy would be challenging, leading to potential missteps and inefficiencies. Gross domestic product, or GDP, is a key measure. It shows the value of all goods and services produced in a country. GDP is an important indicator of economic health. GDP includes everything produced within a nation's borders. It measures economic activity over a specific period, usually a year. Economists use GDP to assess the size of an economy. Why is GDP important? It reflects the economic strength of a country. High GDP means a strong economy. Low GDP indicates economic problems. Understanding GDP is essential. It helps us grasp the scale of economic activities. It is a primary tool for economic analysis and comparison. GDP includes various economic activities. It covers consumer spending, investments, government purchases, and net exports. These components reflect the total economic production. However, GDP has its limits. It excludes non-market transactions. For example, volunteer work and household chores are not counted. These activities have value, but are not part of GDP. GDP also does not include the underground economy. Illegal activities and unreported income are excluded. This exclusion can lead to undervaluing economic activity. Furthermore, GDP does not consider environmental impact. It measures economic output but ignores resource depletion and pollution. These exclusions highlight GDP's limitations. Consumption is the largest component of GDP. It includes all private expenditures by households. This spending covers goods and services like food, clothing, and entertainment. Consumer spending reflects economic health. High consumption indicates confidence in the economy. It means people are willing to spend money, which drives economic growth. Consumption is divided into durable and non-durable goods. Durable goods last for years, like cars and appliances. Non-durable goods are consumed quickly, like food and fuel. Services are also a key part of consumption. They include healthcare, education, and transportation. Together, these expenditures make up a significant portion of GDP. Section 5. Investment. The second component of GDP. Investment is another crucial component of GDP. It includes business spending on capital goods. These goods are used to produce other goods and services. Investment also covers residential construction. Building new homes and apartments is part of GDP. It reflects economic confidence and growth potential. Businesses invest in equipment and technology. This spending increases production capacity. It leads to higher output and economic expansion. Inventories are part of investment too. Businesses stockpile goods for future sales. Inventory changes affect GDP calculations. Increased inventories indicate future production and sales. Section 6. Government purchases. The third component of GDP. Government purchases are a significant part of GDP. They include spending on goods and services by all government levels. This spending covers public services and infrastructure projects. Defense spending is a major government purchase. It includes military equipment and personnel costs. Defense spending boosts GDP and supports economic stability. Public services are also part of government purchases. These include education, healthcare, and public safety. Government spending on these services benefits society. Infrastructure projects are crucial for economic growth. Building roads, bridges, and airports creates jobs. It improves transportation and boosts economic activity. Section 7, net exports, the fourth component of GDP. Net exports are the final component of GDP. They represent the value of exports minus imports. Exports are goods sold to other countries. Imports are goods bought from other countries. Positive net exports mean a trade surplus. It indicates that a country sells more than it buys. This surplus contributes positively to GDP. Negative net exports mean a trade deficit. It shows that a country buys more than it sells. This deficit reduces GDP. Net exports reflect global economic interactions. They show how a country engages in international trade. Positive net exports boost economic growth and GDP. Section 8, nominal versus real GDP. Nominal GDP measures economic output using current prices. It does not account for inflation. This measure can be misleading. Inflation can inflate GDP figures, showing higher growth than actual. Real GDP adjusts for inflation. It provides a more accurate picture of economic growth. By using constant prices, real GDP shows true output changes. Comparing nominal and real GDP is important. It helps differentiate between actual growth and price changes. Real GDP is a better indicator of economic performance. Understanding these differences is crucial. It ensures accurate economic analysis. Real GDP offers a clearer view of economic trend. Section 9, the GDP deflator. This section delves into an essential economic indicator. The GDP deflator is a useful tool for economists and analysts alike. It measures price level changes in an economy, providing a clear picture of inflation or deflation. The deflator adjusts nominal GDP to real GDP, offering a more accurate economic assessment. It shows how much prices have changed over a period, reflecting the true cost of goods and services. The GDP deflator includes all goods and services in GDP, making it a comprehensive measure. Unlike the Consumer Price Index, it is not limited to consumer goods but encompasses a wider range of products. This broad scope offers a comprehensive inflation measure, capturing the overall economic environment. Calculating the GDP deflator involves dividing nominal GDP by real GDP, then multiplying by 100. The result shows the price level change, indicating how much prices have increased or decreased. A rising deflator indicates inflation, signaling that prices are going up. A falling deflator shows deflation, meaning prices are going down. The GDP deflator helps understand inflation's impact on the economy, providing valuable insights. It provides insights into price changes and economic health, aiding in policymaking and economic planning. This tool is essential for accurate economic analysis, helping to shape economic strategies and decisions. Section 10. Limitations of GDP. GDP has several significant limitations that are often overlooked. It does not measure economic well-being or the happiness of a population. A high GDP does not always translate to a better quality of life for everyone. It can mask the disparities between the rich and the poor. GDP focuses solely on economic output, ignoring crucial social factors. It does not account for how income is distributed among the population. It does not show how wealth is shared or the inequality that may exist within a society. Economic growth can benefit only a few, leaving many others in poverty. This creates a skewed perception of prosperity. This limitation significantly affects social equity and justice. Environmental impact is also excluded from GDP calculations. GDP measures production, but not the depletion of natural resources, which is a critical oversight. It overlooks pollution and ecological damage, which can have long-term consequences. These environmental factors are crucial for long-term sustainability and are not reflected in GDP. Non-market activities such as household chores and volunteer work are not part of GDP. Volunteer work and household chores have significant value but are excluded from GDP calculations. Excluding these activities undervalues the true economic contributions of individuals and communities. These limitations highlight the need for complementary measures and alternative indicators to provide a more comprehensive understanding of economic health and societal well-being. Section 11. The significance of GDP for decision makers. GDP is crucial for decision makers. It guides policymakers in shaping economic policies. High GDP growth can lead to investments in infrastructure and social services. Businesses use GDP to plan strategies. Economic growth signals opportunities. Companies invest in expanding operations and entering new markets. Individuals benefit from understanding GDP. It informs them about economic conditions. Knowledge of GDP helps in financial planning and career choices. In conclusion, GDP is a vital economic measure. It provides insights into economic performance. Despite its limitations, it remains essential for informed decision-making.